let me show you how I make hundreds of dollars each weekend flipping furniture, and how you can too. Hi, my name's Michelle, and I'm going to show you how each weekend I spend a couple of hours flipping furniture and the amazing profit that it gains me. Today we have these 3 gorgeous chairs that I bought from the thrift store. I bought this pink one for $20, this blue one for $5, and this big yellow one for $20. And we also have this beautiful mid-century credenza here that I bought for $125. I'm going to time how many hours I put into working on each of these pieces, and also share my tips and tricks that make it super easy to flip this furniture in a small amount of time. And at the end, I'll share the profits I made when I sold them. I only have 45 minutes this morning to work on these chairs, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rip this skirt off the bottom of the chair, because it's got these gorgeous mid-century legs underneath and I want to expose those. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use like this mini crowbar tool I found on Amazon. A flathead screwdriver works just as well and is what I started using before I found this. And I'm basically going to gently pry the fabric away enough that I can get my fabric scissors in there and basically cut this down. Alright, now that I've done that, I have some pliers. Any good old pliers will do. And I'm basically just going to get a good grip on this skirt and give it a pull. All done. So after I've ripped the skirt off, there's usually some staples that didn't come out. So any that are already sticking out, I use my pliers. And then any that are kind of still in there, I have this cool little tool that actually came with this one. And it basically gets in there and helps you pull the staples out. You can again just do this with a combination of a flathead screwdriver and some pliers as well. I just find these make it a little bit easier for me. Now that the skirt is off the pink chair and that one's done, it's onto the blue one. For every easy chair like the pink one, there's a hard one like this blue one. Those staples are in there. I've pulled off the fabric and now I'm gonna have to go around and get all of these. All right, let's get started. I finally finished taking the skirt off this chair yesterday. It's the next day and we're going to tackle cleaning these 2 chairs. I don't quite have time to do the yellow chair today, but first we're going to vacuum and then we're going to use the Bissell to give these a really good clean. Sometimes people ask me how I find $5 chairs, and this is how. Can you see stains here, stains here? We've got dirt all along this arm and more stains down here. We've got something going on there. We've got another stain on this corner, and oh my goodness, look at this chair cushion. We've got a big stain here, we've got some ones going on over here, stains in the middle and all over here. To get all of that out, we're going to use my Bissell Little Green with the Pro Oxy Spot and Stain solution in it. But I also like to do another step for really dirty stains, where I use a very watered down version of OxiClean, and basically I spray that on first and almost pre-soak it, maybe scrub it in a little bit, and I find that helps get those harder stains out. You want to be careful when you do this to make sure your fabric is colour fast, so sometimes it pays to do a little test swatch first. Now that I've let everything pre-soak, it's time to go in and clean these up. Finally finished cleaning these two chairs, so I'm going to put them in the sunshine to dry. I've cleaned these chairs up and let them dry, and they are looking so much better. As you can see, this blue chair has come up beautifully. I got pretty much every single mark off. There's just one little one that didn't come off over here, so I'll make sure I clearly take a photo of that and put it in the listing. The pink chair looks way better. All that dirt on the armrests has come off. There is some fading on the chair, but that's all right. At least it's nice and clean now. I posted the pink chair up on Facebook Marketplace for $150 and had somebody Venmo me and pay the full price. I also listed the blue chair for $125 and sold that one as well. So I sold the blue chair the other day for full price, $125. And when the people came to pick it up, they actually were looking around my garage and they're like, oh, we love that yellow chair up the back there. Are you planning on selling that too? And I was like, yes, I am. I haven't cleaned it up yet, but if you like, I can message you as soon as I do it in the next day or two. So I did, and they're about to come back to pick up the yellow chair as well. I've just got it waiting for them. So yeah, feel free to have things on display and visible when people are picking up a piece of furniture, because you never know what else they might like. The couple picked up the yellow chair, paid $150 for it, and they loved it. It's time to work on this piece here. First step we're going to do is give it a wipe down just with some hot water all over, get all that dust and anything that might be on it off. Have a look at this. This is why we wipe down our pieces. Washed everything down and I've removed the doors so that I can take the handles off. We're going to see whether they can be polished up, or if they're too far gone, whether I give them a coat of spray paint or something similar. Whoops. So here's the handle. You can see there's a lot of kind of aging going on there. So I'll try a little bit with Brasso, and if that doesn't work, we might give them a spray paint. So I went in with the Brasso on one of the handles, and it actually turned out pretty good. You can still see that there's wear, but there's none of the brown spots, and they're quite shiny, and I think it would be really cool to have them in their original state. So I'm going to clean these up and put them back on. Just as a bit of a comparison, this bottom one I have cleaned up, and this top one I have not. So you can see the difference there. So I've got it upside down right now, and we're going to work on the little brass bits on these legs. So first I'm going to try the Brasso and see if that helps at all. So I've got some double O steel wool here, and we're just going to give that a go with the Brasso. There's a little bit of movement there, but I don't think enough to be worthwhile to continue scrubbing. All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clean this up, and then I'm gonna put some gold gilding wax on them. So I'm gonna go around just with some 120 grit sanding paper and just kind of knock off as much of that rust as I can. Now I'm gonna make sure these are nice and clean. Now I'm going to go in with some metallic gilding wax in aged brass. And I'm going to use an artist brush just to get in all the detailed crevices. We're right way up again, and I'm going to go in with Howard's Restore Finish in the walnut. And I'm just going to use a staining pad like this to apply it. Now that I've gone over everything with the Howard's Restore Finish, I'm going to wipe back any excess that's still on the piece, allow it to sit for half an hour, and then I'm going to go in with some Howard's beading wax to condition the wood. It's been half an hour, so I'm going to go in with my Howard's Feed and Wax. This is what I use. I like to put it into a little container because I find it's a little bit easier for me to use and just get my brush in there. So I'm going to go all over the piece with the Howard's Feed and Wax, and that will condition the wood and help seal it a little bit better. Now, it is getting dark, so I apologize, it's not the best lighting, but when you've got the motivation and the time, you've just got to go for it. I let the feed and wax soak in overnight, and this morning I just buffed out any excess, and now it's time to put the handles back on. handles are on and it's time to put the doors back on this sliding part of the cabinet. Now, with a lot of cabinets that have sliding doors, you can actually take the doors off by lifting them up and sliding the bottom out. So we're going to do that in reverse. We're going to lift the top of it up and slide the bottom back in. We're going to do the one on the back ledge first. So I've just got to make sure it's in the right runner. And then I'll drop it in. And then this one in the front. This one was a little bit tricky to get out, so I'm going to have to gently use a little bit of force to get, there we are. There we go. I listed this TV cabinet up on Facebook Marketplace and within 2 days it was sold for $350. So how much profit did we make in total over the week? The pink chair we paid $20 for, sold for $150 and made $130 profit. The blue chair we paid $5 for, sold for $125, making a profit of $120. The yellow chair, we paid $20 for it, sold it for $150, and we made a profit of $130. The MCM TV cabinet, we paid $125 for, sold for $350, which gave us a profit of $225. This gave us a total profit of $605. What was even cooler was I put in 5 hours and 20 minutes on these 4 flips, which gave me an approximate profit per hour of $113, which is an awesome result. Now, if you liked this video, consider subscribing down below and I'll see you in the next one.